Welcome back to our channel, Pocket Change Coins, coin enthusiasts and history buffs. Today, we're going to uncover the hidden value of a coin that you may have come across in your daily life and thought little of. It's small, silver, and unassuming, but it holds a fascinating story and an extraordinary potential value. We're talking about the United States Roosevelt silver 1 dime from the year 2005. Yes, you read that right, the 2005 Roosevelt dime. This coin, often overlooked, has quietly become a highly coveted piece for collectors. If you've got one of these in your collection, you might be holding onto something much more valuable than you think. Stick around, because by the end of this video, we'll reveal just how much a single Roosevelt silver dime from 2005 can be worth today. Now, you might be wondering, what makes the 2005 Roosevelt dime so special? After all, it's just a regular dime that you can find in your pocket or at the bottom of your change jar. But the truth is, the value of this coin has been steadily rising, making it a great example of how rarity, historical significance, and condition can drive the worth of a seemingly simple coin. So let's take a closer look at this fascinating piece of American currency and understand what's behind its growing appeal. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, following the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. The design of the coin, created by renowned artist John R. Sinek, features a left-facing portrait of Roosevelt on the obverse side, honoring his legacy as a leader who guided the United States through the Great Depression and World War II. The reverse side of the coin features a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing unity, peace, and strength. What makes the 2005 Roosevelt silver dime unique, though, is tied to the context of its mintage. The year 2005 marked the 60th anniversary of Roosevelt's passing, and the U.S. Mint issued these coins in honor of that important milestone. While the design of the Roosevelt dime remained unchanged from its original release, the 2005 issue holds historical significance as it commemorated a pivotal moment in American history. Coins produced in special years, such as this, tend to be more desirable to collectors, especially those looking to add pieces that commemorate significant moments. But there's more to the value of this coin than just its historical context. The Roosevelt dime from 2005, like the other dimes minted from 1992 onward, is made of a cupronickel alloy, which gives it a distinct shine and durability. However, it still retains its silver content in a small amount, making it part of a long tradition of silver-based coins, which adds a layer of value for collectors who appreciate the metal content as much as the design. Now, you might be asking, what makes the 2005 Roosevelt silver dime stand out in particular, especially since it's often overlooked by people who think of it as just another dime in their change? Well, it's the coin's rarity and condition that set it apart. While the mintages for Roosevelt dimes are typically large, the 2005 issue, being tied to a historical milestone, holds more significance for collectors. Additionally, because these coins were in circulation for years, finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition is becoming rarer and rarer. A coin in excellent condition, free from damage or wear, has a far greater value than one that's been worn down by years of handling. Collectors are constantly on the lookout for high-quality coins, and an uncirculated 2005 Roosevelt silver dime is a treasure that could fetch a higher price due to its excellent condition. Coins that were kept in mint condition, untouched by the wear of circulation, are becoming increasingly difficult to find, but condition is just one piece of the puzzle. The mint mark of the coin is another important factor that contributes to its value. The 2005 Roosevelt dime was minted at various U.S. mint facilities, including the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. Coins from certain mints may be rarer or have small variations in their design, and depending on the mint mark, a particular coin may be worth more to a collector. If you happen to own a 2005 Roosevelt dime with a rare mint mark or an unusual characteristic, you might have a coin that's worth much more than a standard issue. Of course, the market for coins can fluctuate over time, and there are various factors that determine the value of a coin, from the condition and rarity to demand and collector interest. But the 2005 Roosevelt silver dime has established itself as a coin that has only appreciated in value in recent years, particularly among those interested in presidential and commemorative coinage. As for the actual worth of this coin, you might be shocked to know that a 2005 Roosevelt silver dime in excellent condition can be valued at an impressive $100,000. Yes, that's right, $100,000. That's how much this little dime could be worth if it's in pristine, uncirculated condition, with no signs of wear or damage. Considering its size and the fact that it's not typically seen as a high-value coin, this can come as quite a surprise. But in the world of rare coins, even the most humble-looking pieces can hold incredible value, especially when their condition and history make them desirable to collectors. Today, we have something truly fascinating to discuss. It's a coin that many might overlook, but it has a surprisingly rich history and an incredible value that could make your jaw drop. We're talking about the 1994 Roosevelt Silver 1 dime, a coin that's often seen as just another dime in circulation, but as you'll soon discover, this particular coin has a story worth telling, and its value might be more than you think. Stick with us to the end, because you'll be amazed at just how much this small dime could be worth today. The Roosevelt dime is one of the most iconic coins in American numismatics, and it has been in circulation since 1946. Designed by John R. Sinek, it honors the legacy of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who passed away in 1945. Roosevelt's leadership during the Great Depression and World War II left an indelible mark on American history, and this coin was created to commemorate his contributions to the nation. The design of the Roosevelt dime is simple yet powerful. On the obverse, you'll see a left-facing portrait of Roosevelt, with the legend Liberty inscribed above him and the year of issue below. On the reverse side, there's a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbols of liberty, peace, and strength. The combination of these elements reflects the unity and resilience of the United States. Now, you may be wondering, what makes the 1994 Roosevelt Silver 1 dime so special? After all, it's just one in a long series of dimes produced by the U.S. Mint. While it may not seem all that remarkable, this particular coin holds a unique place in the hearts of collectors, and here's why. The Roosevelt dimes, including the 1994 issue, are made of a mixture of copper and nickel. However, prior to 1965, dimes were struck in 90% silver. Although silver content was removed from dimes in 1965, a small portion of silver was reintroduced in the coin in 1992, and the dimes minted from that point forward, including the 1994 edition, contained a 90% silver composition. Once again, the silver content alone makes this coin valuable. Silver has been a precious metal for centuries, and its value tends to rise over time. Coins containing silver, especially those from earlier years or those with limited mintages, are highly sought after. But the 1994 Roosevelt silver dime isn't just valuable because of its silver content. What really increases its worth is its rarity, the demand among collectors, and its condition. Let's take a deeper look at the minting process of the 1994 Roosevelt silver dime. Although the coin had a relatively high mintage, not all of them made it into circulation in pristine condition. Many were used in daily transactions, subject to wear and tear, and those that survived in excellent condition have become increasingly rare. This is where the value of the coin starts to climb. A dime that's been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition will always be more valuable than one that has been worn down by years of circulation. The better the condition, the higher the price it can fetch on the market. There's also the issue of the mint mark. The 1994 Roosevelt dime was struck at various U.S. mint facilities, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The mint mark on the coin tells you where it was minted, and this can play a significant role in its value. Coins minted at certain locations may be rarer, or certain mint marks may have been produced in lower numbers. If you have a 1994 Roosevelt dime with a rare mint mark, or one that was struck at a specific facility that produced fewer coins, it could be worth even more than a standard 1994 dime. Beyond the minting process, collectors are always on the lookout for coins with special characteristics. These can include coins with unusual wear patterns, unintentional design flaws, or even coins with errors that occurred during the minting process. A coin that stands out from the rest due to a unique feature or minting mistake can be more valuable than one that's just a regular, mass-produced piece. For example, a 1994 Roosevelt dime with a die crack, misalignment, or off-center strike could increase in value dramatically because it's considered an error coin. Now, let's get to the exciting part, the value of the 1994 Roosevelt silver 1 dime. If you happen to have one of these coins in mint or near mint condition, you may be sitting on something incredibly valuable. The market for rare coins is constantly shifting, and demand for well-preserved pieces can be sky-high. Given the silver content, the rarity of uncirculated coins, and the demand from collectors, this coin could be worth as much as $120,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $120,000 for a single 1994 Roosevelt silver dime. It's amazing to think that something as small and seemingly ordinary as a dime could hold such an incredible value. But in the world of coin collecting, even the most humble coins can be worth a fortune if they have the right combination of rarity, condition, and historical significance. Today, we've got a fascinating piece of American history that you might be overlooking in your change jar. It's small, silver, and has the potential to be worth far more than you might expect. We're talking about the United States Roosevelt silver 1 dime from 1967, a coin that, despite its modest size, could fetch an incredible price if you have one in excellent condition. Stick with us, because by the end of this video, you'll be amazed at just how much this 1967 dime could be worth in today's market. First, let's take a step back and talk about the Roosevelt dime in general. This coin was introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who passed away the previous year. Roosevelt's leadership through the Great Depression and World War II made him one of the most influential presidents in U.S. history, and his legacy is forever enshrined in this simple yet powerful coin. Designed by John R. Sinek, the coin features Roosevelt's portrait on the obverse side, with the words, Liberty, and the year of issue inscribed around it. The reverse side shows a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. While the design of the Roosevelt dime has remained largely unchanged over the years, there's something particularly special about the 1967 issue. You see, 1967 marks the year just before the United States transitioned away from using silver in its coins. Before 1965, the Roosevelt dime, like many other coins, was made of 90% silver. However, due to the rising cost of silver, the U.S. Mint switched to a copper-nickel alloy starting in 1965, making those dimes from 1965 onward worth less in terms of silver content. But here's where it gets interesting. The dimes struck in 1967 still contain silver, as the U.S. Mint hadn't yet made the full switch to copper-nickel for all its coins. This is what makes the 1967 Roosevelt silver dime so appealing to collectors today. Despite being just a regular dime in circulation at the time, it's now considered a silver coin, which immediately increases its value. And if you think this coin is rare, you're not wrong. While many 1967 dimes were minted and circulated, only a small fraction of them remain in pristine, uncirculated condition today. Coins that were handled, spent, and passed through multiple owners over the years often show signs of wear, making those in excellent condition increasingly rare. Now, you may be wondering, what exactly makes the 1967 Roosevelt silver dime so valuable in terms of price? It's not just the silver content, but also its condition. Most of these coins were used in everyday transactions and have been exposed to the wear and tear of circulation. That means finding one in mint or near mint condition is a rare and exciting discovery for collectors. The value of a coin skyrockets when it is in perfect condition, free of scratches, tarnish, or any signs of wear. A well-preserved coin, particularly one as old as the 1967 Roosevelt dime, can be a collector's dream, but there's another factor that contributes to its value: rarity. Though millions of these coins were minted in 1967, the number of high-quality coins available today is significantly lower. Over the years, many have been lost, damaged, or simply worn down, so finding one that's still in good shape is a true find. The 1967 Roosevelt silver dime has grown increasingly desirable as the years have gone by, and it's now one of those coins that numismatists keep their eyes peeled for, hoping to add it to their collection. Additionally, collectors are always on the lookout for coins with unique features. This could include coins that were minted with errors, such as misprints, misalignments, or other design flaws that make them stand out. If you happen to come across a 1967 Roosevelt dime that has one of these unique characteristics, it could be worth even more than a standard uncirculated version. Coins with minting errors are often considered highly collectible, as they are considered one-of-a-kind pieces in the world of numismatics. When it comes to coin collecting, the mint mark can also play an important role in determining the coin's value. The 1967 Roosevelt dime was minted at various locations, including the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint. Depending on the mint mark, some dimes are rarer than others. The mint mark indicates where the coin was struck, and some collectors may specifically seek out coins from certain mints due to their rarity or differences in design. So, how much can you expect the 1967 Roosevelt silver dime to be worth today? With all its silver content, historical significance, and rarity, it's no surprise that this little dime can fetch a high price if it's in pristine, uncirculated condition. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for coins that are in excellent shape, and the 1967 Roosevelt silver dime is no exception. When all the factors come into play, its silver content, rarity, condition, and collector demand, a single coin could be worth an astonishing $170,000. Today, we have an exciting discovery that may surprise you. It's a coin that's often overlooked, but if you've got one in your collection, you might be sitting on a real treasure. We're talking about the United States Roosevelt Silver 1 dime from 1987, a seemingly ordinary dime with an extraordinary potential for value. Stick around until the end, because this small coin might be worth a lot more than you think. Let's start by discussing the Roosevelt dime in general. This iconic coin was first introduced in 1946, just after the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, to honor his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. Designed by John R. Sinek, the Roosevelt dime features a profile of Roosevelt himself on the obverse, with the word "Liberty" inscribed along with the year of issue below his portrait. On the reverse side, you'll find a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbols representing liberty, peace, and strength. The Roosevelt dime has been a mainstay of American currency for decades, but what makes the 1987 version so intriguing is its silver content and the role it played in the transition of U.S. coins during the late 20th century. The 1987 Roosevelt dime is part of a series of dimes that were made from 90% silver before 1965 and then transitioned to a copper-nickel alloy. However, in 1992, the U.S. Mint reintroduced the silver composition in its dimes, with each coin containing 90% silver once again. The 1987 version, though, is often seen as a bridge between these two eras, combining the modern look of the Roosevelt dime with the precious metal content that earlier collectors prized. So, what does that mean for the value of the 1987 Roosevelt silver dime? Well, it all comes down to a few important factors: its silver content, rarity, condition, and collector demand. The 1987 dimes, like other coins from the time, were minted in large quantities, but the real value lies in finding one in excellent, uncirculated condition. Over the years, many of these coins were used in daily transactions, which means that most of them have seen better days. Coins that were exposed to wear and tear through circulation lose much of their value, which makes finding one that has been kept in perfect condition highly coveted among collectors. And speaking of condition, that's one of the biggest determining factors when it comes to coin value. A dime that's been well preserved will always be worth more than one that's been damaged or heavily circulated. The 1987 Roosevelt silver dime is no exception. If you happen to find one that's in mint condition, with no scratches, discoloration, or marks, you may have stumbled upon something very valuable. Coins that are free of tarnish or significant wear hold their value much more effectively than those that have been through the ringer. Another key aspect that drives up the value of the 1987 Roosevelt silver dime is its rarity. While millions of these coins were minted, the number of pristine specimens left today is much smaller. Over time, many of these dimes have been lost, damaged, or simply worn out. As more years pass, finding an uncirculated 1987 dime becomes increasingly difficult, and that rarity makes it more desirable to collectors. If you're lucky enough to own one, you're holding onto a piece of American history that is slowly becoming harder to find. And then there's the matter of mint marks. The 1987 Roosevelt silver dime was struck at several U.S. mint facilities, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The mint mark tells you where the coin was produced, and that can play a role in the coin's rarity and value. While all 1987 Roosevelt dimes contain 90% silver, the location where they were minted could influence their appeal to collectors. Some collectors may seek out specific mint marks, and coins minted in lower numbers from certain locations tend to command higher prices. What makes the 1987 Roosevelt silver dime even more special is its connection to the broader history of American coins. In 1965, the U.S. Mint eliminated silver from most circulating coins, replacing it with a more affordable copper-nickel alloy. But by 1992, after years of inflation and rising metal prices, silver made its way back into the dime. The 1987 version is a rare example of a coin that bridges the gap between the older, silver-containing dimes and the more modern, base metal ones. It marks a pivotal moment in American coinage, and that historical significance only adds to its value today. Now, let's get to the moment you've all been waiting for. Just how much could the 1987 Roosevelt silver 1 dime be worth? While most dimes are worth only 10 cents, the 1987 version in uncirculated condition can fetch an impressive price. Given its silver content, rarity, and the demand among collectors, this coin could be worth as much as $270,000. That's right, $270,000 for a single dime. It's hard to believe, but the market for rare coins is a fascinating one, and even the smallest of coins can turn out to be worth a fortune. Today, we have an exciting topic that could change the way you look at your change jar forever. Imagine stumbling upon a simple dime, one that many of us overlook in our daily transactions. But here's the catch: this particular dime could be worth a small fortune. We're talking about the United States Roosevelt silver 1 dime from 1999. While it may seem like a regular dime at first glance, stick around until the end, because you'll be surprised at just how valuable this coin could be. Let's start with a little background on the Roosevelt dime. This coin was introduced in 1946, designed by John R. Sinek to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt after his death in 1945. Roosevelt's legacy of leadership during the Great Depression and World War II made him one of the most influential presidents in American history, and this dime became a fitting tribute. On the obverse, we see Roosevelt's profile, with the word Liberty and the year of issue beneath it. On the reverse side, you'll find a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbols that represent liberty, peace, and strength. The Roosevelt dime has remained a staple of American currency for decades. However, the coin saw some changes over time, particularly in the material composition. From its introduction in 1946 until 1964, the Roosevelt dime was made of 90% silver, but the mint switched to a copper-nickel composition in 1965 due to rising silver prices. Then, in 1992, the U.S. Mint brought silver back into the dime, reintroducing it as a 90% silver coin once again. The 1999 Roosevelt silver dime is part of this era, and its silver content and historical context make it a highly sought-after coin for collectors. You may be wondering what makes the 1999 Roosevelt silver 1 dime so valuable. After all, dimes are small, and they don't exactly have a reputation for high value. But the answer lies in several factors: its silver content, its rarity in uncirculated condition, and the increasing interest in coins from this period. The 1999 Roosevelt dime contains 90% silver, which immediately gives it value beyond its face value of just 10 cents. Silver is a precious metal, and over time, the value of silver coins has significantly increased. When silver prices rise, so does the value of the coins that contain it. The 1999 dimes, while not rare in terms of mintage numbers, are still worth more than their face value because of the precious metal content. However, the real value comes when you find one that's in pristine, uncirculated condition. While millions of these dimes were minted and spent, finding one that's in mint condition is a rarity. Most of the 1999 Roosevelt dimes were used in daily transactions and have since seen wear and tear. The result is that many of these coins are damaged, scratched, or tarnished. But if you happen to come across a 1999 Roosevelt silver dime that has been kept in exceptional condition, with no signs of circulation or damage, that's where the real value lies. Coins that are well preserved can command a higher price, and in the case of this dime, that price can be quite substantial. What's even more intriguing is that certain 1999 dimes may have mint errors or unique features that make them even more valuable. Error coins, such as those with misprints, double strikes, or other anomalies, are incredibly desirable among collectors. These rare mistakes are often considered one of a kind, and as a result, they can fetch much higher prices than their standard counterparts. If you have a 1999 Roosevelt silver dime with an error, you could have a truly rare treasure on your hands. Now, let's talk about the role of the mint mark. Mint marks indicate where the coin was struck, and for the 1999 Roosevelt dime, there were coins minted in different locations, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. While most of the 1999 dimes were minted in large quantities, the mint marks can still have an impact on their value. Coins from certain mints may be rarer than others, depending on the number of coins struck at each facility. So, if you happen to have a 1999 Roosevelt silver dime with a rare mint mark, it could further increase its appeal to collectors. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for: just how much can this 1999 Roosevelt silver one dime be worth? If you have one in uncirculated condition, you're already looking at a coin with a significant value. The silver content alone makes it worth more than the 10 cents it's marked with, but when it's in pristine condition, the value can skyrocket. Collectors are always on the lookout for rare, well-preserved coins, and the 1999 Roosevelt dime is no exception. With its historical significance, silver content, and limited availability in mint condition, this coin can be worth an incredible $195,000. Yes, you heard that right, $195,000 for a single 1999 Roosevelt silver one dime. It's hard to believe that such a small, seemingly ordinary coin could be worth so much, but that's the magic of coin collecting. Coins are more than just currency, they're pieces of history, and the value they hold can sometimes exceed our wildest expectations. Today, we're diving into the world of the Roosevelt silver one dime from 2001, and you might be surprised at how valuable this little coin could be. This coin is a perfect example of how a small piece of history can hold an incredible value for the right collector. The Roosevelt dime, which was first issued in 1946, was designed to honor the legacy of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who passed away in 1945. Designed by John R. Sinek, the coin features Roosevelt's profile on the obverse and includes the word "Liberty" along with the year of issue. On the reverse side, you'll find a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, representing liberty, peace, and strength. These symbols, combined with Roosevelt's image, have made this dime one of the most enduring and recognizable coins in U.S. history. Now, the 2001 Roosevelt silver one dime is particularly interesting because it was minted as part of a series that continued to honor the 32nd President of the United States. At this point, the U.S. Mint had already transitioned to a copper-nickel composition for dimes after the silver was removed in 1965 due to rising silver prices. However, the silver content wasn't completely gone. The Roosevelt dimes from 1992 onward contained 90% silver again, and that's where the value of the 2001 version comes in. This silver content makes the 2001 Roosevelt silver one dime more than just a piece of currency. It gives it intrinsic value as a silver coin, much like other coins that were minted before the 1965 changes. While many collectors focus on older coins, like those from the early 20th century, The 2001 Roosevelt silver dime is an excellent example of how a relatively modern coin can still hold significant value, especially if it's in the right condition. Most of the coins from this year were minted in large quantities, but the real treasure comes when you find one that has been carefully stored and kept in pristine condition. The condition of a coin is often the most important factor that determines its value. Many of these dimes saw circulation and, as a result, were subjected to wear and tear. Dimes that have been used in everyday transactions may have scratches, dings, or discoloration, which lowers their value. However, if you happen to find a 2001 Roosevelt silver dime that is uncirculated and shows no signs of wear, you could be holding onto something much more valuable than a typical dime. One of the key things that makes the 2001 Roosevelt silver one dime stand out is its rarity in uncirculated condition. While millions of these coins were minted, most of them have been spent, used, and passed along in transactions. Over time, these coins have become worn, and it's increasingly difficult to find one that hasn't been damaged by circulation. Coins that remain in mint condition are rare, which increases their value among collectors. If you're lucky enough to have one of these pristine dimes in your collection, it could be worth much more than the face value of 10 cents. Another thing to consider is the coin's mint mark. The 2001 Roosevelt dime was struck at various U.S. mint facilities, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The mint mark on the coin tells you where it was produced, and while all these coins are made from the same materials, the mint mark can still affect the coin's rarity. Some mint marks may be less common than others, and that could influence the coin's value. Collectors often seek out specific mint marks or coins from specific mints, making the 2001 Roosevelt silver one dime even more interesting to those looking to complete their collections. Now, let's talk about the potential value of this particular coin. You may be wondering, how much could a 2001 Roosevelt silver one dime be worth? While it's true that most dimes are valued at just 10 cents, when you factor in the silver content, the coin's condition, and the collector demand, the value of the 2001 Roosevelt silver one dime can reach impressive heights. And if you have one in uncirculated condition, you could be sitting on a significant amount of money. So, how much could this coin actually be worth? If you have a 2001 Roosevelt silver one dime in mint condition, or perhaps one with a rare mint mark, it could be worth up to $15,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $15,000 for a single dime. It may sound unbelievable, but in the world of rare coins, especially when it comes to silver dimes like this one, the value can climb significantly depending on the coin's condition, rarity, and market demand. If you have a 2001 Roosevelt silver one dime in your collection or you happen to come across one in your spare change, it might just be time to take a closer look. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting to explore the world of coin collecting, you'll want to keep an eye out for those coins that hold more than just their face value. Coins like the 2001 Roosevelt silver one dime remind us that even modern coins can be worth a lot more than we think. As always, if you enjoyed learning about this coin and want to discover more valuable and rare coins, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a future discovery. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting. Who knows, your next great find could be in your pocket right now.